So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set assignments. So I'm going to show you assignments. It's actually a number of different things you can do in Google Classroom. You can do post assignments, questions, but the main thing I'm going to show you is assignments because that's the most complicated one and most of the others use elements of the assignment. So to set an assignment for your class, if you go to classwork, go to create there. But before you do any of that, my recommendation is to make sure all your resources are already set up in Google Drive. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to give to my students. So I've got a worksheet which I want them to fill in with some questions. So I've got the questions here and they can just write the answers in there. It's good to show exactly where the student needs to write in there. Sometimes I even put little hashes with the font color being blue, because then when the student types, you can actually clearly see that that's their answer in the worksheet. I've also got a presentation I want them to view. So this is a presentation. It's a haunted house game that they're going to play in PowerPoint, Google Slides. So if we go back to Google Classroom now, you go to create. It's worth, if you open the documents first, just before you're about to use them, when you go to the assignment here, you can type on add. You've got 4 options here. Most of them are fairly self-explanatory. A file upload, YouTube video, any sort of other link. I'm going to use the Google Drive one. And they're the 2 documents there, so I can just add those. If you wanted to create any documents to add from afresh, you could do that. But like I said, I don't really use this option because what I do instead is I make sure they're pre-prepared in Google Drive first. So this haunted house presentation, I want them to just view it. So I'm going to leave it as view only. And this one is the worksheet. I want to give it to all my students in the class. So I'm going to go to make a copy for each student. You only get this on the first time you create an assignment. So just make sure you select it if you're going to do that. This option here, edit file, is all the students edit the same file. It's good for collaboration, but I'm not going to use that today. So, and if I'm going to mark this, I can mark it out of 100 points, I can mark it out of 5 marks, or I could say this is an unmarked task. It's worth doing that. I can set a due date if I want to. I want to create a topic such as presentations. I can put that in there. And then I could, if I wanted to post it to multiple classes at the same time, I can do that. And I can also post it, just select number of students there. When I press the assign, that will go out to students instantly. Or I could save it as a draft for later on if I want to post it out like next lesson. Or I could schedule it, and this is quite good because I can then say, right, well, Monday morning at 9 a.m. that post will appear on their stream. So I'm just going to assign this now, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like from a student point of view. So I'm logged in as a student now, and I'm going to show that assignment. So if I go into the class, this is a student called Sarah, and what they can see from the dashboard is they can see I've posted an assignment, and that's a static resource. So that's the example I wanted to see. There's not anything they can edit, it's just something I wanted to give them for information. So if they click into here, they'll see that they've got the resource there. It's give me the help for the hand in button. The resource there, and then this is their work. So when I said each student can have a copy, it's not put it here, it's put it there. So if I click on this one, you'll see I can't edit this. I've only got view only access, but I can at least see it from there. If we go into this document here, this is my test document, so now I can write some answers in here. So I'm just going to write some answers for this. Okay, so I've put a few dummy answers in here. The student can immediately close the document because it's saved automatically. When they've finished their assignment, what I always recommend to students is press hand in. Now, it doesn't matter if they don't click hand in because you've got a live view of the document. But if they press hand in, it just flags it up to say that they're finished and you're ready to mark it. So I'm going to switch back to the teacher view now and show you what that looks like. back in the teacher view now, I can see that one student has handed in the assignment. So if I click on here, we can see these 4 students haven't done it yet, but I can see their current progress by actually clicking on the documents. And again, that's a live view from there, so I could actually see them typing if I needed to. Sarah's handed it in though. If it wasn't ungraded, if it had like a mark out of 10, this you'll see that you can actually put a grade in here as well. And if we click on Sarah's work there, you've got all the different options here, and you can see that Sarah's work, you can see her order there. So I could add a comment in if I wanted. Right click, I could add a comment. So great work here. If I wanted to use that comment in the future on another student's work, I just click on the dots, I can add this to the comment bank. And now then, if I wanted to highlight this and write the comment, as soon as I started writing the word great, you can see it auto completes from the comment bank. If you want to see what's in the comment bank, click here. Little instruction thing there. If you click here, you can actually view your comment bank. Oh, that was open then. You can actually view your comment bank and add more generic ones there as well. Comment banks are personal to the teacher, not the assignment. So if you're sharing a class, you will only see your comment banks. I can also go through the different students here and go through their work like this. So I can see Harry's not done anything on this one. And when I've finished marking Sarah's work, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, I can then just hit return and return this to Sarah. What I'd recommend, rather than doing this method for returning it, I wouldn't return it using this feature here. You can add an individual private comment to Sarah as well. So if you want to discuss the assignment, you can do that. What I'd recommend though is when you hand in your work, this is a bit of a time saver I do. If you tick this and want to return any more documents, when you return in this screen, it'll give you the option, it's because the others haven't submitted it, it'll give you the option of sending a private comment, but it'll send the same private comment to all the students at the same time. So that might be a bit of a time saver if you just want to say, well done, great work, thank you for handing in your homework. I use that quite a lot as an acknowledgement then as well, but the students see an individual comment, but I've only actually over 1 or 30. So close that. You can see all the documents there. You can edit the instructions if you want, or write a class comment. And that's how to use assignments in Google Classroom. If you wanted to just give them some resources, you can either do a post here, which is just literally like a notice. And again, you get those same 4 options, and you can schedule posts as well. So now you can schedule. And this is what I meant by the assignment's most complicated one, because all the others tend to use features of that. If we go to here, you've got this option, material, where essentially it's like an assignment, but there's no work for them to do. So you still got the same options here, but they don't hand anything in. And you've got a question. This is quite a good task. So you can set a short question or multiple choice one. You get the same options again. If I just put, how was your day? And then go down to ask it. If I switch back to the student view now, you'll see they'll get the question and it's the type your answer option rather than handing in a file or editing anything like that. Key thing is here, just make sure there's a box on the previous assignment that's said, if I show it on here, just edit it. Students can reply to each other. If that's ticked, they can see each other's answers. If it's not ticked, they can't see each other's answers. I tend to have this ticked as well. And I usually write in the question as well if they can see each other's answers. Last one, and this one's really useful, is reuse posts. So if you're reusing something from an old class that you've used before, or a Like for example, I could go into a different class and I could reuse an assignment from somebody else, and that's a really handy way to share good practice and collaborate that way, so you can actually repost from different people's classes as well. But I'll go through more of that in future videos. But that's how to use assignments, questions, materials, posts, so on from there. Thank you.